Okay, right, okay.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Okay, so why, like 2 weeks in a row, like we had a conversation last week, some people were here, some people weren't here, right? It was last week?
Yeah.
Right. So, somebody said to me, oh, well, can so-and-so just not go and I'll just tell them about it or write it down like what we're going to talk about? And it, like literally if that was what we were doing, I would just like write it in an email and say, just read this and, you know, just like, why would I waste your time? Like, there's no point. Time is really valuable, especially the week before Thanksgiving. And this week is like the busiest week in a while everywhere. So it's more than that, and that's why it can't just be like memo form. So in last week's, who was here last conversation we were having about this? Okay, so those of you that were here, God bless you. Or if you weren't here and what you heard, what was that, what were you left with? What did you get out of that? Like, what was the point of the last conversation we had?
The point was treating everyone special. Everyone. Whether they're spending tons of money or whether they're someone who has just come in, do a job for us, or someone who is here on as a love service. It's all love. It all has to be, or it's not really worth anything. Kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, right. So like kind of the key was that it had gone to, okay, love team is this person on the column over here, down there, or somewhere else, and we were saying, okay, no more just column, like everybody's a part of that. Like it's all that, regardless of W-2 or no W-2 or where they came from or how they got here. Or that. So that was kind of essentially the thought or the message about what we're doing. What else? What else did you hear or overhear that we talked about last week? What was that last week? Or in the conversations in between? What's happening? I know it's early.
Well, we're all on our kindness kick right now. You know, we need to keep it up and not forget that this is just like a campaign. Maybe be that way in all aspects of our life. And with each other, especially.
Yeah, not just a campaign, like not just a thing, not just a passing thing, like, oh, here he goes again, one of those things. You've been around a while, you heard one of those things.
I remember you saying, be your true, authentic self. That's when I walked in, you were talking about.
Is she in the house?
That's getting back in my mind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yourself.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Don't hold a grudge between each other.
Yeah. The authentic being yourself. What thought came to your mind?
Trusting.
What's that?
Trusting.
Yeah.
Instead of asking for proof, do you really need it? Or I don't need it. Why did she do this? Why did she do that?
Either gotten it then worked out.
Yeah. And like they all build on each other. Like the trusting part first, and then the being myself and being authentic. Well, when you're trusted and being yourself, when you're trusted, you can be yourself. You're not trying to do what. Right. You're just being who you are, and it's not just a thing. If it's not a campaign, it's not like, oh, just this thing I have to turn on now. It's going to be on all the time. So fundamentally, like first of all, it keeps like unraveling to be bigger and bigger than just the thing, because it's accidentally was a thing because of what happened. And I think that internally it changed me forever, like what happened in the process of a few months ago. Because one of the things that I saw, and it took this to get to that, was that everyone has this innate incredibleness inside of them. Everyone has this like incredible humanity. It just gets covered up by a lot of stuff. life, cynicism, resignation, hurt, the times where we've been hurt or screwed over or, whatever. So it gets covered, and, that experience for me uncovered all, like it literally took all that away, that all you're left with is raw this, when you're, you drive home and your 12 neighbors are sitting around their driveway with no power cooking hot dogs on a stick, and, literally to, back in time ways, all that other stuff goes away. So it changed my perception of humanity. It got me present to like what human beings really like. So forever. So in doing that, and I don't know, did that happen for any of you? Like in your experience of what went on? Like it might not have, but did you have moments of that where things were different? Yeah?
I think moments, I think you really took the ball by the horn, whatever I'm saying is. The bull by the horns.
Could have
No.
gone terribly wrong.
Took the bull by the bull. Took the bull by the horns. Somebody finish like You had a personal revolution through it all, personally, and I think I did like moments, but I think it didn't impact me as much as it did you, because I feel like as the leader something really happened in you. And yeah, it's been trickling down, but I think something really happened in you. And it's trickling down, and we're seeing, because we're gonna do what our leader's doing, and we're gonna see that, whatever's happening within the company is coming down from you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We can mirror that, we can mirror that.
Yeah, so like.
And have it personal for ourselves.
Definitely there's like been this like life-altering
Yeah.
experience for me, no question. And it's not like for me, I don't want you to think, like out of this, I don't want you to think, oh, I need to have that, or I need to be that, or that's not me right now, because man, if you'd have seen my morning, I'm not there, I'm not going there, it's like in my head, he pissed me off, they pissed me off, like, forget it, I love people, but not that one right now, and that's okay, like I'm not even where I'm coming from at this level, because I know that experience is not always there. It is so easy to go the other way and to go down the trail of it's all them, but when I'm being 100%, it's all me, like 100%, like I have a say in every, like 100%. Like, oh, it's, instead of, oh, it's her, it's it, it's them, when I get myself to that place, like it's 100%, like it even goes to my not trusting, like I'm seeing all the places where I don't trust people and how the impact is on me and on them. Simple little things, when I look back at 3 months ago or 4 months ago, we ordered thermostats that lock everyone out, that say, I don't trust you to manage the temperature in here. You menopausal women versus you two no-fat women who always are going back and forth during the day. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too hot, it's too cold. Whatever the case is, but I don't trust you. So like, I don't trust you. Or this came up last week, like this thing that we created on the book 20 years ago that says short notice on the appointment book, which wasn't to fix a problem, it was to get you back. Remember that conversation we had last week?
Right.
Okay, so the point of my having that conversation wasn't to say that, oh yeah, don't do that, don't go on trips with short notice. I mean, life is life. You have life. Like, do your life, and however your life goes. If you have a trip on Saturday, you have life happen on Saturday, and you have to move things, you're responsible enough to do it and take care of it. It doesn't have to turn into a thing. So, trust first is a new mantra. Like, it's so weird because it's so not natural. Like, so many things get made up in the world and even within our own company that assumes no trust automatically. It assumes, the woman who called after she got home to say that the money machine didn't give her enough money, that it shorted her $40. And my first response was, give her the $40 and we'll figure it out. Like, give her the $40 and we'll handle it. And the reactions of the people around, so I called the ATM company. It's our name on the thing anyway. Like, they don't know that we don't make any money on it. It has nothing to do with us. We just put it there for convenience. I called the woman who has it, and she was like, well, why did you give her the money back? What did you do that for? Like, immediately, like, I'm not paying you that $40. Like, she didn't even look into it, but her defense mechanism in her was like, trust no one. Don't you know you're getting screwed over? Like, listen, I know where she lives. You know, this is not like she stopped to buy a bottle of shampoo. We're never going to see her again. We know these people come spend 2 hours with you a month. We know where they are. Like, what is the, you know, it's ridiculous. It's like, that goes on in so many ways, you know. It's in a lot of areas, and we do it. And there's things that, you know, I want to leave you with. Like, if we're going to change the perception of humanity, like literally change the way people think about people, we have to think about them differently, not from our old shit.
Right.
Like, we have to say yeah first, instead of thinking about whether they're right or, you know, this is life this way right here, and we have our own version of it. My wife's car has been, it's a 4-year-old Mercedes, not the fancy one, it's the one that looks fancy but it's not, and it has had an air conditioning semi-issue for over a year. It doesn't get super cold, and we've had it at the new, beautiful Mercedes dealership, and they call it Mercedes of Green Springs, which is, you know, I don't know which one do you go to?
I use Mercedes, it's called Benz Connection.
Okay. So this is that new amazing dealership, and it's been there 3 times for different services over the year, but every time we've gone, we've said, hey, the AC's not coming out cold, and they kind of never have a resolution, and it never happens. So the last time that it was there this week, same thing, so many point inspection, and the AC doesn't work. So I go to pick it up, and they call, and they say, oh, by the way, which they never called, and said, hey, we fixed it, it's going to be this much money. They just did it, and then put it on the bill, like it's going to be $300 and something. And so, but it was great. They said they fixed it. But I went in to see the guy, and I had a question like, okay, so what did you guys do the last 3 times we had it here that didn't fix it? I just wanted to know, like, what was different this time than the last times, because you didn't know the last 3 times. And he said he was a different service advisor, and he goes into his computer, tap, 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 tap. Well, you never had it here for air conditioning. Oh, okay. The screen tells him we never had it there for air. No, you had this and this and this. You didn't have it for that. What is he telling me in that minute?
But you're wrong.
I'm a liar. We have a liar in Bay 3. A liar. Here's another one. We got another liar over here. That's my experience. That's how I feel. Like it's glass walls. They're all looking, oh shit, they got me. Liar in Bay 3. Like liar, because computer says no. No, that's not, you know, but that happens all the time. The computer said you didn't do that. But didn't even listen to what I said. So and then so it's mistrust first. It's mistrust. It's like verify. Okay, mistrust. No, you didn't do that. But then he says, this is even better. He goes, and unfortunately, Svetla, who's the girl who was the other service advisor, got married and she's not here anymore. So then he's telling me that the witness for the defense is unable to testify today because she's not in the building.
Yeah. Excuses. That's the number one for everybody.
So altering reality, like change, like, so how does that map onto us? So trust first, and I mean even internally, like, you know, somebody said, I had a no-show on Tuesday. I'll bet that means Monday's confirmation calls weren't done. Rumor, I hear. I call her and say, why didn't you do confirmation calls on Monday? I didn't say, did you do confirmation calls on Monday? Like I said, why didn't you? Like I just, you know, I'm not trusting, like whatever, just like, okay, you didn't do your job and I know you didn't do your job, and why didn't you do your job instead of did you do that? What about this woman here? You know, on the inside too. It's both ways. Trust first, and you know, then when it's not, like then fix it. Like, you know, when there's a breakdown or when there's whatever it is, like, well, then we figure out what it is versus So there's, so the point, in many of these like little shifts, like talking about trust first, like trust you, like that was a big point of what we were talking about last week, like trusting you and your judgment and not micromanaging your, you know, like the password thing in the computers. Yeah.
So I think what you're noticing is just an atmosphere and a culture of fear that is driven by control because of fear. And
God bless you. God bless you.
we're so conditioned to look through the lens of our past hurts and our past letdowns that we begin to control things and control situations like thermostat, like password on the computer because we've been mishandled or abused in the past, and then we don't trust those around us, we don't give them the benefit of the doubt, and that creates I get paralyzed when I feel like someone doesn't trust me. I'm paralyzed, I'm not free to be who I am, so I feel like you're trying to shift the culture into an atmosphere of freedom and love, because love is freedom. Love, and I did the same thing with Carter. He told me, Mom, I'm supposed to bring a flashlight to school today, and I did not.
And literally she took that times 100, because not only did she like blow her away with she had a wedding at 5:30. So I'm over there talking to my Aunt Jeanette at Magali Station, and Abby's going, can you check with Nikki to see what time? Nikki's in the back room on the computer with Zach's and on the phone, right? Was it you? No, Sydney, in the back room. Because you do makeup, but this was about makeup. So Sydney's back there trying to set up a makeup appointment for her. I come back out. No, she said 4 won't work. I have to be at the wedding at 5:30. They call somewhere else. Sydney comes back out. They're working it out, calling Mac, wherever. This is all going on while the hair's getting done. She's got to get to the wedding by 5:30. She had no car here because her mother lives over here. She speaks not a lot of English. Her phone is in another language. She needs a ride over to Saks. Abby's like, Rob, get your phone, get Uber here for her. Because I was like, oh, well, I'll just do it on her phone. She's like, no, the phone's in Spanish. You know, you can do it on yours. And I'm like, well, yeah, Uber's that's like my Uber's she's going to be on my phone. It's going to say she's driving there, and it's going to go on my account. She's like, just do it, right? Just go.
You're not trusting.
Right. No, like just, okay, she's got this, right? So the Uber comes up on the person gets here. She's like, all right, is the Uber here yet? She's finishing up, spraying. We got your appointment set. The woman's like, she comes to the front, and Abby comes in, she goes, by the way, you know she's not paying, right? She's an active kindness. All the more reason to go, what? This girl's like, what? What? I'm not paying. I'm an active kindness. And you're doing what? Like all over. She's like, I've never had anything like this. Like it was blowing her mind. Her mind was blown from this experience. Like it was so changing the perception of humanity. From a blow dry that, look, man, I don't want a lot of green on my boat right now. I got an arm problem. I don't want to have an arm problem in 10 years. To that, all the way on the other side. Changing the perception of humanity. Like, what will it take? Every situation is different. But there's an example of, we don't know. The woman who called, the daughter of a woman who called me on my cell phone, who came in during the hurricane time, was in the hospital. She was one of the ones who I had to shampoo. I only did like 3 or 4 shampoos during that time. I had to. This breakdown, gave her a shampoo, and her daughter called me to say, it was so great. She thinks she had her hair done by me. She didn't. But she tells people at her community retirement home that Robert did my hair. And,
I think it was Robert last time I was there.
So she, she's just got out of the hospital again, and her daughter called and said, can I extended an offer to have her come back. We'd love to see her again. You had done. Actually, it's a woman in one of the pictures that you're within the family magazine where you're blowing her out in the picture. That's his wife. She's coming back in with you and I'm going to shampoo her, so whenever that comes up. But it's those things. It's trusting. It's like whatever the thing, like trusting the process, like Abby trusting the process. Like, oh, there's a point to this. There's a point that this person is here. They're not just here because, I was the only one available or whatever that was. So there's a lot of things happening. But this is fundamentally it. Like wherever you see those moments, like I saw the moment yesterday, the way I called Pam and said, hey, why didn't you? Versus, did you? Two totally different contexts there of conversations. Where are those things? Like seeking those things out. And I'm giving you permission to point those areas out so that we can get some more of that out of the way so that people at every level behave like this is mine. You need to have that experience. So you get out of bed in the morning, you can't wait to be here. Like you just are ready to, find those tears. And like maybe it's not the one that's in the chair right now. Now listen, by the way, so this whole kindness thing, this whole addicted to kindness. By the way, I am an eternal optimist about everything, and negativity is my kryptonite. Negativity destroys my mind. Like it tears every bit of my fiber away. So sometimes there are people on that negativity trail that I have to remove myself from for a little while. And there are people who are like that in life who, they come here because they get their positivity, but then there are those people who, no matter how kind, how much love, and how much generosity we give to them, they have none of it in them, and we've done everything we can for them. So it doesn't mean kindness doesn't mean weakness.
Right.
So it doesn't mean allow yourself or us to be, taken advantage of, trampled, and I'll be the judge of whether we're being taken advantage of. You just keep doing what you're doing, and having trusting first, and then we'll deal with that. But if there's somebody like a couple of weeks ago that I have to call and say, listen, we've done everything we can. I'd love to have your money. I'd love to have you keep coming back. But we haven't been able to make you happy. And I'm sorry, I think you're going to have to go somewhere. No, I don't think. You're going to have to go somewhere else is how it ended. So she has to leave our company because I watched our people, good-hearted people who are us, you, see that name on the book at 5 o'clock and be in panic all day with the first 5 clients because they had the 5 o'clock and they knew they were never going to be able to make happy, and your only mission in life is to make people happy, and this woman is not going to do that. So we don't need to... Good morning.
Hi. I had a 10 o'clock appointment. Am I in the wrong place?
No, yeah. We are waiting for you. We're here for you. Welcome. Come on in.
Awful. I don't want to be seen by anybody.
Take a seat, join the meeting.
We're glad you're here. Thank you.
It's so funny because I listen to everybody, us as employees. I listen to how we talk to customers, and starting with Mickey, Pam, the front desk. I feel like we're like the Chick-fil-A of salons. My pleasure. We're very happy to do things for people. Like they are. I mean, they're just giving us chicken sandwiches, but they're so happy to do it. Oh, you want Chick-fil-A sauce? Yes. It's where McDonald's are oh, you want 3? That's coming out of my paycheck. You know what I mean? So it's it's how it is here.